What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays for this Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. I repeat, 2023. I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here today. Transition Army, I know you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friends. Happy New Year to you. Happy 2023 to you. Oh man, we made it to the other side. Thank God. So if you're listening to this and you're about to take part in the show, I welcome you to the year 2023. Man, God bless you all for being here today. God bless you all. Man, again, we have this action-packed show for the start of 2023. Again, we have an action-packed show, and before I begin, I always like to state my intentions. That never changes. My intention is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. So again, Happy New Year to each and every one of you, to you and yours, as we start the show today. And we should have a lot of people tuning in, I would imagine, today to start the new year. Start it off fresh. You know, we're going to create new memories here, 2023 edition of Transition Tuesdays. I can't wait. I'm excited. Oh, man, I can't wait. So, I just wanted to go over some things and just look at what happened yesterday. And I want to lead with that. The Buffalo Bills football player, Damar Hamlin. Oh, man, I was really tough to watch. With me personally, I was watching the net game at the time when that took place, and I missed it. I'm glad I didn't get a chance to see what happened with the young man. But oh man, it's just so gruesome, and I saw everything that took place afterwards and what was going on. But I just wanted to read a couple of things, a couple of items about it. What went down. So you had Bills player Damar Hamlin is in critical condition after collapsing from a cardiac arrest on the field. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin is in critical condition after the 24-year-old suffered a cardiac arrest and collapsed on the field during the first quarter of Monday night's game in Cincinnati against the Cincinnati Bengals. You can see stunning moments after it left players weeping, praying, and embracing as their teammates was taken away. As a teammate was taken away by ambulance, it was really a hard sight to see. It says throughout the updates, it says his heartbeat was restored on the field, and he was transferred to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for further testing and treatment. He's currently there now, and he is being sedated, which is that they're causing that a stable sleep that he's currently in, and he's listed in critical condition. So within 10 seconds after Hamlin's collapse, Bills team trainers were treating him. So this happened 10 seconds after the after the collapse, in which, it seemed like a normal play, a normal football play, which he makes the tackle, and then you see him stand up, he adjusts his helmet, and then he just falls backwards. An ambulance was on the field in less than 5 minutes. Thank God for that, as this footage showed on TV, and he was given CPR according to an ESPN broadcast. Hamlin received immediate medical attention on the field by the team and independent medical staff and local paramedics. He then was transported to a local hospital where he was in critical condition, said the said the NFL in a statement. So it was really hard to watch. And let's see what. Oh, we got Felicia checking in from The Rock. Checking in. What's up, Felicia? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year to you as well, Felicia. Appreciate you, Miss Sweetness. So it was really hard to see. Man, the whole incident was really hard to see. So it's kind of like a timeline. So the stunning play involved Hamlin happened around 8:55 p.m. And again, like I said, I was watching the net game and I just happened to click over and I saw, all the players around the particular young man. Then it said by 9:16, after the team's head coaches talked to each other on the field surrounded by game officials. Okay, let me just erase this. Bills coach Sean McDermott monitored for his team to get back to the locker room. Then after that, the league announced after 10 p.m. Eastern that the game was postponed. So what I did see and what I was able to witness as well was after the little, when everything took place, and we have to keep this in mind too, Transition Army, that, those players who are on the field, they saw more than what we saw. And you can just see it in their eyes, the horror in which they saw their brother, their football brother, just lose consciousness. They had to use CPR on him. And, other stuff could have been seen. We weren't privy to that, but all the players were privy to everything that they saw. So much so that I see the NFL is now offering some mental support to all those players, on both teams, the Bills and the Bengals, to see how they were traumatized. And definitely trauma was built and baked into this whole process. Everybody there who was on the field. Also, we got my guy for the voice of the men's and women's basketball team at Manhattan College, my guy, Mr. ESPN. What's going on, Smooth? Uncle Smoothie. What's going on, Smoothie? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We also have Miss OD joining in from Lumberton, North Carolina. Happy New Year's to you, Miss OD. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, no, we got a full house here today. I appreciate it to start off the year fresh. I'm so glad you guys are checking in, and everybody else continue to check in as well. So, so you have all this trauma here. And again, those players saw what they saw. Thank God we didn't see that. But you can see in those players' faces that they saw a traumatic event. You have grown, strong men crying, consoling each other, seeing what they saw. And, they're not allowed to show you that, thank God, the viewing public on that, in respect to Mr. Hamlin, so they don't show you that. But again, it was so much a traumatic effect. Again, now the NFL is now offering support, traumatic support to those players, to those coaches, to everybody who was involved, because they saw more than we did. And I'm sure that was a traumatic thing. So they have those resources available to them, which I'm sure they're going to be taking advantage of too, because it was a very horrific event. And man, I tell you, I really have shout outs to those trainers and ambulance crews on the scene. Shout out to them, because within 10 seconds, they were there to help out and assist. In less than 5 minutes, the ambulance crew came. That's unheard of and unprecedented. You rarely see an ambulance, on the field as well. Shout out to Damar Hamlin's mom. Man, you talk about traumatic effect. Traumatic situation that took place, with her, but her being by her son's side there, her getting inside the ambulance, with the son. Oh man, it's really tough. It's really tough there. Oh, let me check in. Seahorse is on the check-in. We got my man Raymond on the check-in. Welcome, Raymond. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you as well, my friend. Welcome. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays on this 2023 new year. So, very traumatic effect. So, shout out to the mom. And the prayers and thoughts and prayers go with, this young man, his family, his friends, to the organizations, especially this young man, prayer changes things, and I'm going to go over that in a minute, but prayer definitely changes things. So shout out to them. Also, man, throughout this whole broadcast, when it was done and the game was called, So you go and you're watching ESPN with Scott Van Pelt. Shout out to him as well, the way he orchestrated that. And shout out to Ryan Clark. But before I talk about Ryan Clark, really a big time shout out to Booger McFarland, who was on there. It was in studio when all that was going down. And Booger McFarland, he just basically was just saying, listen, guys, we have to have the best interest of this young man. Forget football. Forget about the standings or how the important game this was, and really a discredit to Skip Bayless was talking about this game should possibly go on, because of the playoff implications. He has now apologized for that comment, but think before you say something, because that was so insensitive with that. But shout out to Booger McFarland. Shout out to him, man. That guy there was just basically saying, yeah, the kid is in the best interest. There's not going to be no more football being played today. If you didn't know any better, you would think he was the commissioner. The way he stepped up there when he had the mic and he had the availability to say that. He just said, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, they'll handle it. We'll have other shows, other things for you to watch, but there's going to be no more football being played today. And that was the right thing to do. That was definitely the right thing to do. We got my man, author, Quashawn Davis on the check-in. What's going on, sir? We're going to transition Tuesdays. My guy says, Happy New Year, Big Russ. Tough to watch. I prayed hard for that brother. Eagle fans for life, but all Buffalo this week. Yeah, man, I hear you, man. You got a fellow Eagle fan and my guy, Uncle Smoothie, too. So you guys can vibe, I'm sure. But yeah, I was just like you, man. I prayed hard for that young man as the country did, as the country did, because, you don't want to see things, to play out the way they were. So, and again, I want to shout out, again, Ryan Clark. I really want to hone out about what Ryan Clark and his comments. Man, here's a guy who went through that trauma. Here's a guy, and I'll let me read up a little bit on Ryan Clark for the group that maybe just joined us, right? So Ryan Clark, Ryan Clark. So former NFL player and ESPN analyst Ryan Clark describes Buffalo Bill player Damar Hamlin's collapse on the field as football's extremely ugly side. Okay, so he mentioned that. So, and he gave great content on everything. So he went on to say, tonight we got to see a side of football that's extremely ugly. Okay, a side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. This is about Damar Hamlin. It was about a young man at 24 years old, living his dream, and now he fights for his life. And if you heard the broadcast on Scott Van Pelt, and like I mentioned before, Van Pelt did an excellent job too, like maintaining, decor, because it was a chaotic time, because we've never seen anything like this on TV that transpired. So Ryan Clark also went on to say, when Damar Hamlin falls to the turf, and when you see the medical staff rush to the field, both teams are on the field, you realize this isn't normal. You realize this isn't just football. Clark said, who once collapsed during a game in 2007 while he was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, during that time, Clark had a complication with the sickle cell trait and had to be rushed to the hospital. Okay, he eventually had his spleen and gallbladder removed. And it was interesting to hear Scott Van Pelt said that, yeah, here's a gentleman here who had body parts removed. So it turns out it was his spleen and his gallbladder because of that hit. And he says, I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me, and they told me that they didn't think I was going to make it. And I know Clark went on to talk about how when the incident went down with Mr. Hamlin, he texted his wife and said, he can't die, meaning Hamlin, he can't die, and true to life, that didn't happen. Thank God that didn't happen. Again, he's in critical condition. But man, it was tough to see. But I think Ryan Clark did a hell of a job keeping people at bay, letting them know what this kid is going through, what his family members are going through, what his teammates, what his brothers are going through, And man, it was really tough to watch. My man Raymond says, man, thank you, Raymond. He says, keep up the good work and let's wish the best for that player to get better. May God bless him. Absolutely. No doubt about that, Raymond. May God bless him, man. And, and God has. And, oh man, it was just so tough to watch. It was just so tough to watch. And I was reading a little bit about the young man. And, it's the power of people. I know he had a GoFundMe account in which he was, getting toys for kids. And I know I believe they had they were trying to get like $2,700 to reach their goal. And between 5 hours, it's getting all the way up to $3 million. $3 million in which this guy is reaching back to his community. So we see what type of person this young man was. And, it's really, that's really great to see, man. It's really great to see. And the power of prayer is real. The power of prayer is real. Just like the author just mentioned, he was praying hard. I was praying hard. Everybody's praying for hard. Social media, you see prayers going up. I know my guy, Big Smooth. Smooth even put that in it, in his mentions as well, man. So the power of prayer works. So, again, young man's in critical condition, but doing much better. And we got to keep in mind, his heart stopped, and they had to administer CPR to him. So that's major. And I want to talk about, let's talk about this, guys, because I want to really keep this in mind, how, when everything went down and it was a little delay, and then they would talk, they basically, they let the audience know that, hey, look, players, we're going to give you 5 minutes to get your bearings about you and kind of, digest what went on, because we're about to play. And, I never played football before. I played two-hand touch, maybe in the streets, when I used to play, but I never played that. I know that sport is a violent sport. But again, I know this, when they said that 5 minutes, I would imagine players was probably saying, based on what they saw, was like, we're not playing this game. They probably went to the coaches and told them, we're not playing this game. Because usually what happens in a case like this, and we see it all the time, when players get hit, they usually get up. And if they don't get up, and they caught it off in a gurney, usually the player that's hurt usually will give a thumbs up to his teammates and let them know that they're okay, and then they usually resume the play. Now, in this case, there was no thumbs up. So in this case, the players saw what they saw. They saw it was no thumbs up. So they knew, I'm sure they knew in their hearts of hearts, as a former athlete, they knew that we're not playing. Give us 11 minutes, give us 11 hours. Still wasn't going to matter. We're not playing in this game because there was no thumbs up. I think that's an important thing to remember, Transition Army, that there was no thumbs up. So when their fallen teammate got in that ambulance with his mom, Hamlin got in there with his mom, and there was no indication, based on what they saw, and there was no indication that he was okay, I know for a fact they were done. So they didn't even have to get a call from the commissioner to see what's going on. I think they were done right there, and that was the right thing to do. It shouldn't have took that long. That could be in question, obviously, but I know, although just looking at their eyes, I know they were not going to be going out there to play because they did the right thing. Man, that's my man Raymond. So you got to get back to work. Yes, get back to work. Get back to work, Raymond. I'll speak to you soon, my friend. Absolutely. So, man, it was tough to see. The kid is still fighting for his life. Is in critical condition, but based thank God with the quick thinking of the medical staff was there and the medical teams there and the prayers that was going up. This kid has a fighting chance, and forget about football if he comes back to play another down. That's not the important thing. The important thing is that he's going to be okay. And I think the also important thing on the mental side for those players, coaches, everybody involved who saw the process, who saw everything, get the help that they're needed. Get the mental help. Take advantage of the mental resources as needed. Because I'm sure that was a tough watch. And again, we couldn't see it, through the TV lens, but everybody involved, get the help that you definitely will need. And I want to talk about, because Hamlin, he had cardiac arrest. So I want to just go over what are cardiac arrest, heart attacks, and heart failure. Okay, I want to go over that. Let me see if anybody else is on the check-in before we start that process. Okay, no, good. Okay, so heart disease is the leading killer around the world and the top cause of death in the United States. It kills an estimated 17.9 million people in 2019, representing 32% of all deaths globally, according to the World Health Organization. Okay, so what is cardiac arrest? So Damar Hamlin, he went through cardiac arrest. So what exactly is cardiac arrest? Okay, cardiac arrest results from electrical disturbances that causes the heart to suddenly stop beating properly. In cardiac arrest, death can result quickly if steps aren't taken immediately. Cardiac arrest may be reversed, and this is key, if CPR is performed and the defibrillator shocks the heart and restores a normal heart rhythm within a few minutes, according to American Heart Association. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, that's exactly what happened with Hamlin. He was, it was able to be reversed because they right there administered CPR, defibrillator shocking the heart, and they got him to a hospital. So that saved his life. That saved the young man's life. So we pray, and prayer goes up to the Hamlin family, friends, teammates, just keep fighting a good fight. And again, those prayers are up, and prayer changes things. That was an exact indicator how prayer changes things. I tell you, it really does. It really, really does. Man, let's see if anybody else check it in. No, probably not. So yeah, we have to see what the process is. But again, that young man is fighting for his life, and he's going to be okay. I hope, I pray to God he's going to be okay. So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, if we were able to allow you to laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. Okay, you already have a victory already. You know what that victory is? You have come on the other side for 2023. If you hear my voice, you're here. We are here. Celebrate that victory. Okay, let me get my theme music together. All righty, hang on. Theme music, here we go. Yes, sir. Here we go. Yes. All righty. Transition Army, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for you for watching Transition Tuesdays in this 2023 year. Man, incredible. I want to thank you for the bottom of my heart for watching, okay? And also, guys, you can watch this show and our past shows on our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays, okay? Make sure when you go on there, please like and subscribe before you leave the channel, okay? I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you haven't been following me, you have an opportunity to do so. On Instagram at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. So please check us out, okay? Follow me, and I guarantee you I will follow you back. Okay, you got my word on that. All righty? Want to shout out our sponsor. Our sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina. They just celebrated a 10 year in existence. Man, they lead the confectionery space in there. So you need to go after the show. We are almost done. So after the show, I need you to go to sweetcandycafe.com and order your confectionery goodies. All right? Get that swag bag. That's still available as well, too. So make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com and support small businesses. And have Miss Sweetness, who is on here now. I'm sure she's still watching. She probably took off. But again, we need to celebrate small businesses, okay? Another 10 years, another 20 years for Sweet Candy Cafe and other small businesses. Let's support small businesses so they can be great and continue to be great. So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as I say in parting, welcome, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.